we get into the things of the things, I want to introduce you to our first guest, and I want to let you know what we are doing right here today on episode 3 of the Shenanigans podcast. We are welcoming our boy Domin8r Gaming to the space. He's going to be our first guest tonight, y'all. We're going to be making sure that we get to know more about him and his journey over here in these kick streaming streets, what he does in this community. We also want to hear from him about the highs, the lows, his experience in content creation, his life as a family man, as a serviceman, all of these wonderful things that Dom is a part of. We're gonna get to know him. Anybody that comes to this channel, we always try to highlight our affiliates and show them love so that they can get the spotlight that I feel like they deserve on the platform. So, without further ado, y'all give it boy Domin8r Gaming and show him some love in the chat. Dom!
Hello.
You better put that button. You already know it's my button right there. I love you. Oh my God. Okay. So first of all, thank you for being here. I want to check in with you, kind of just check the temperature, see how you're feeling today on this election day of it all. We're not gonna get into any of that, but I know it's one of those days. So how you feeling today?
I mean, as a service member, like, I don't know, this is my perspective. I don't really care whether you vote or don't vote. I don't care who you vote for because I'm working for whoever wins anyway. So, to be honest, like, I'd rather not vote because this way it helps me keep an unbiased opinion about whoever wins. And this way I can work to my full potential. So, that's really what it comes down to.
And we appreciate you, and we appreciate everybody having their own opinions and perspectives. We know some people are feeling anxious, some people are worried about tomorrow. I'm like, we ain't worried about nothing. Me and Doc, we just gonna keep it pushing and taking care of our people and doing what the hell we've been doing. Okay?
I've served, yeah, exactly. I mean, I have served through the Bush administration, Obama administration, and now Trump administration, now Biden, now back to either Trump or Harris. So I mean,
right.
I'm still surviving. I'm still here. You know, you know what I mean. So I still got 9 more years to go. So I got a couple more administrations probably to go through before I finally retire.
So. Oh my God. Well, thank you first and foremost. Thank you for your service. We also know that Veterans Day is coming up soon. We always try to acknowledge our people that do serve, have served, whether they are still active or they're now retired and chilling. They put their time in. So we appreciate that. But I don't know why in my mind, boy, I thought you was retiring like next year. I was like,
so I could, because I just hit 19 years. I just hit 19 years total service. So I could retire. So here's the thing is I served 12 years in reserves.
Okay.
So total service, 19 years, 20 years I can retire, but I won't be able to receive my pension until I'm like 57, 58 years old as a reserve, because it's like a part-time retirement essentially. So the benefit of us is we get the retirement, but we have to wait until, or people tend to just serve the whole time until they're 57 years old to get the pension. But because I went active duty recently, like 6-7 years ago, now some of my deployments, I got 2 deployments under my belt, and I got a bunch of active duty time while the reserves adds all up to what I have left. So now I just hit, so I had, when I came active duty in 2018, I think they calculated like 6 years of active duty, or roughly around 6 years. So I have to do 14 years when I first joined. So then now that was in 2018. So 6 years ago.
I see.
So
the math is mathing. The math is mathing.
Yep. So so I might do another 2 years extra on that just to get 30, to round it up to 30 years. I don't know, total service. And then that way I can retire at 46 and receive my pension at 46 versus 57. So
yeah,
it's all about moving the money, moving the money closer. That's where I'm looking at it. Or something, God forbid, something happens, I can get medically retired and I get it sooner, but then I'm dealing with the medical part of it.
Yeah, I know.
So there's ups and downs to everything.
That medical retirement, and they have to go through. I think got to go keep doing checkups and just. And people that do medical retirement usually are hurt, so we really don't want you, of course, to be hurt.
Well, the other side of it too is what we don't see is the PTSD, the depression, all the other things that come with it too.
Right.
So there's that too. So, but yeah, no, I'm fortunate enough to know that I'm just fat. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I just got to get out and do things. I'm not really broken, so I still have 9 years to do, and I'm fortunate enough for that. There are a lot of my buddies that I do know that have had some serious injuries, and one of my mods, has dealt with serious injuries and when he was deployed, and he's also dealt with some other losses, and he's a really good friend of mine. I actually met him and his wife, the Nomios, back in August, and I met up with them when I was out in Chicago for a little bit. So yeah, it was actually pretty cool. So But yeah, no, I just that's one of the biggest things. That's where it comes into kind of the segue is like mental health. Is really big on my part as well as in my lifestyle. I kind of revolve it around that. So
Yes, and we are definitely going to talk more about that as the podcast continues. But I do want to say thank you because some people might not know that Dom had his own podcast going on, okay? Focusing on people's mental health and also suicide prevention as well. And I was blessed and honored to be a part of that, give my piece, especially as somebody that does come from, I was a child therapist and in the mental health field for 10 years or so until jumping full time into content creation. So that's a space that I feel very passionate about as well. So I want to say thank you again for even giving me an opportunity. Come kind of give my 2 cents and just put more highlight and spotlight on that, especially being in this stream space where a lot of us are struggling with mental health issues and we're not getting the help that we need. So thank you again for even having me, and I'm blessed to now have you here.
oh yes, no, thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here, and the tables have turned. Yes, ma'am.
Now we doing shenanigans, and it's some really crazy stuff. But listen, we've heard a little bit about what you have going on, how you are this bomb ass person, Dom. We already know, but we do need to know from you a little bit more about what brought you in to these kick streaming streets, and what is it that you do and bring to the community.
Yeah.
Teach us.
So yeah, I came from Facebook, right? So
Okay.
I started Facebook about 4 years ago. Well, it was Twitch, and then I went over to Facebook. Facebook is really where I wanted to go. It was blooming at the time. I kind of missed the curve on that to really make my stride on that platform, and then they kind of just threw us to the side. And I don't know if some of you guys are probably familiar with like Audio Freak, who else?
Yeah.
And some of these other guys that came over from
Panda skills, right?
Panda Skills. Yep, yeah. Well, that's actually a
Yeah.
good buddy of mine. I've known him for a couple of years now, and before he came over to Kick and made it big over here, he's a really good dude. Another Army
He's
vet,
sweet. Yes.
phenomenal guy.
Yes.
And so yeah, me and him actually started around the same time. We actually did some collabs and stuff on Facebook. And so to see him grow the way he's grown, like it's been amazing. It's good. It's actually, So it's been amazing watching him grow and succeed the way he succeeds. So it's been good.
Amen.
Nothing to do with me. I had nothing to do with that. Like I can't take any credit for that. All I can say is that I've known him for a couple years and we've collaborated a couple times
Excellent.
and I love who he is. He's a good dude. And then yeah. So anyway, so Facebook got pushed out to the side, and so I heard about Kick. I want to say I heard about Kick like around. I want to say when it was in its fruition, like around like right after it came out in December.
Okay.
But I was hesitant
Yeah.
because of the because like I wasn't a big fan of Twitch. Never been a big fan of Twitch the way Twitch is. And then Facebook was going, and I was that loyal to the platform type of person.
Hmm.
And so I was like, no, because like I actually started getting some headway there on Facebook until it really got like went downhill. And I was posting positive posts about the platform, about how like, it hasn't done anything to me. I'm still getting my numbers. And all of a sudden my numbers went boom,
Ooh.
plummeted. And I was getting anywhere from, so on Facebook, they were more worried about likes, kind of like Twitter. So I was
Okay.
getting like the more likes you get on their streams, the more push you're going to get through Facebook. And I think I was getting anywhere from 70 to 125, 130, maybe 200 likes, a stream every so often here and
Okay.
there or whatever. And then like eventually you started noticing I only got like 2 viewers in there. There's only 1 or 2 likes throughout this 3 or 4 hour stream. And
Jesus.
so like it just like the platform was definitely dying, and I was like ride or die for them. And unfortunately it
Mm.
didn't work out the way it did. And so then but I thought I created my account a lot sooner, but so I came over here around February of 20, what was it, 21? Oh, it's today 2024, 2022.
Point train. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Oh, wrong.
February,
Kick would be if you started last
no,
year, it'd be February
2023.
2023. Yeah.
Yeah. So February 2023 is February, end of February. I think it was March 1st is what they say. I think on the app or whatever that we
Fan
use, but
finder, right.
yeah. But I think I swear I created my account because I was one of those guys like, well, if I do happen to experiment over here, I want to get
Yeah.
my name in there, right?
Yes.
So I went. So that's why I'm like, I think it was a sin. But anyways, I was here. I've known about it since December. Its inception. It's just I was
Right.
just too loyal to the platform, and I found that
Mhm.
was the wrong thing to do. So then again, I am also loyal to a fault and ride or die Kick. But
There you
I
go.
have been multi streaming on Twitch the last few days because I'm also beta testing the new streaming software Meld.
I did see that, and I was like, "Hey, kudos to y'all testing it because I might be right behind you. So you
I'm
test
telling
it
you,
out and let us know what's going on."
it's got a lot of like. I think it just makes things look cleaner. I love the fact that everything in there is user friendly.
Okay.
You don't have to pay. You don't have to use any of the filters that's behind a paywall, like StreamFX. I don't know if you know about StreamFX, but that's what gives you the blurry background sometimes on some things, and that's behind a
Um.
paywall with what's his name? I can't remember his name. And I think I just re-upped the year annual subscription for that, so that way I can keep
Okay.
using it. And it wasn't used. And then every time OBS updates, he has to redo the configuration. So then there's some delays, and like there's a lot of problems. So, anyways, Meld is nice because they've already got plugs in there that you don't even have to worry about. You don't have to go and install anything. You don't worry about. There are some plugs you can add into it. They're just saying
Uh-huh.
like there's a majority of them are already there. So like all the corners and
Okay.
stuff like
See.
that, the shadows, the blurriness on my stream, all that's already in the software itself without having to download anything or upload anything into it. So if they got the up and ups. The only bad thing right now is they don't have multi-chat or they don't have the chat docking stations or anything in there right now. So that's the only problem.
Okay.
But it's brand new. I mean, it's
I
like
just saw it.
kick new like 2 years ago. Kick
Right.
new. So
Okay.
yeah. So but they have the definitely have the creators in mind for it. And as far as like the ease of use for us, it's amazing.
So I'm definitely going to be checking that out after this because I have seen it a little bit on Twitter. I see Meld, and then I see, of course, the restream. And I actually tried to log in the restream the
Yeah.
other day, and I think I just got too confused. But the Meld I did see, and I was like, that's a little more streamlined. I might be able to
Yep.
do
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah. Yep. They already so like in like the multi-streaming part of it's already added into it, so you don't have to have an ATEM plugin for it. They're going to be putting in
Perfect.
vertical streaming in there eventually.
Oh, hell yeah.
They're going to have it all already in there without us having to go look for a plugin and move things around in our folders and get it installed. And it's all the updates that they're going to do is already going to have these extra features in there that we're working with them on and provide. We're kind of like what you guys were doing with Kick and KSIP and all that stuff. Like we're doing
Um,
that with Meld. So that's what I'm doing with Meld.
Yes,
So
and thank you for saying that because I think some people, especially a lot of the people in the KCIP and the partners, everybody gives us a hard time. But I think people miss the fact that a lot of us were beta testers in the first place, trying to figure out what was perhaps going to work to even create a KCIP, to
hmm
even have partners and all that stuff. So I appreciate somebody like you who's pioneering this so it can be easier for the rest of us is ultimately the goal.
hmm
Um, I did want to ask you because I'm a girly that does not multi-stream. I have my little Twitter on right now. Use that just to tell people we're on Kick and to bring your booty over here and hang
Yeah, I
out.
noticed. Did you have it on your you have it on your phone, your
I
mobile?
do. I just have it on my phone vertical, and the people can just see me talking. And I'm sure
Yeah.
we're just watching on Twitter, like, what the heck? But I'm like, all the Kick info right there, y'all. It's
Well, if you
on the
need to
Twitter
later on,
account.
let me know. I can teach you how to get that up on your multi-stream thing on your,
Thank
so that way they can see
you.
everything you're seeing on your stream
On the
versus.
little screen,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll definitely talk after this. And then I
Yeah.
did want to ask you, what do you feel like are, and if there's any, first, what are the benefits of multi-streaming? And then if there are any, what are some of the maybe challenges of multi-streaming with Kick and other platforms?
The benefits is like you're everywhere, right?
Yeah,
Obviously, I mean that's the biggest thing. You're everywhere.
yeah.
So like you have, there's some people that prefer to stay on Twitch. That's just what it is.
Hmm.
That's people are going to prefer that because it's what they're used to. That's what they know of.
Right.
Some people are, uh, that maybe they want to check out Kick and see what it's about, knowing that it's kind of similar to Twitch. There's a
Yes.
bunch of different things, but there's some similarities, and so they're like it helps pique that interest for people to come over and do it.
Right.
What I don't like that there's a couple downfalls, right? So the first downfall is that each platform typically tries to throttle you a little bit when it comes to if you have anything on there that says, "Hey, come to Kick," because this is where I'm only reading Kick chat. If you have that on your
Hmm.
or if you have that on your stream and your multi, the like TikTok definitely does that. I think Twitch does
Oh
it too,
yeah.
stuff like that. So like it does. It's hard for us to really, and then even like I think now the algorithms are picking up the voice too. If you're saying, "Hey, come over to Kick," then that's where like that kind of helps. That doesn't help you. I don't think. I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird. It's hard. I think that's where people are confused and like struggling, especially myself, to get people to come over.
Right.
First of all, I haven't really done this in much. I just started doing it again recently, and like even when I started to doing it beforehand, it was kind of touch and go. It wasn't really like a
Hmm.
full time thing. But I love how smooth Meld is, and so they just recently gave this update last week. I was one of the beta testers before it even got released, so it was really nice to be able to do it beforehand.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I had internet, issues.
Oh, damn.
So I couldn't really fully experience the multi-streaming, but I couldn't say anything, so I didn't even say that I was live on Twitch either. I just kind of kept talking to the conversation as people came through, and people were like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm like, "I'm talking to people on Twitch." They're like, "Oh, you're streaming?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm over here," but but I couldn't say anything. It was weird, but I only did
I
that
see.
once. But then they released it, so now I've been multi-streaming since then on
Okay.
there, and so I don't really have a big platform on Twitch. I never did. I mean, I got like 270
Mhm.
followers. I didn't really focus a lot of stuff on Twitch. So,
I see.
but the other thing about multi-streaming, the other bad thing is keeping up with your chat if you don't have a singular place to have multi-chat in, and that's one of the biggest things I'm pushing with Mel we're really trying to get that going. I do have
Yeah.
Lumia Streams, which is another software you can use
Seen
to
that.
that's what I use with all my alerts and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
They do also have a multi chat, but my thing is like I can't remember if there's a way to turn off the fading part because like I don't like when multi chat's there and then like it fades away. Then I'm like, oh, I missed a comment because now I can't
Right,
see it
no.
anymore. So and then Stream Ninja is another one, but I didn't like that. Anyways, so there's a lot of different things you can do. That's the thing is like streaming I think helps expand your creativity because if you could figure out
Right.
how to incorporate everyone all at once, especially with the multi chat, hopefully that comes in quick and clutch. But even then, like keeping up with conversations, period. That's the only bad thing too. Is like especially if you're
Uh-huh.
not used to having a chat that keeps going and
Mhm.
scrolling, and you have multi chat. Now you have it double the time, supposedly, maybe, right? Or even like myself, I don't really have a lot of people that come in all the time, which is fine too. But when I have people that do come in and we are getting, like especially when I do the Klinko, I play my channel,
Yes. Oh my
my channel,
gosh.
the Klinko just keeps going, and I miss
Yes.
comments. Okay, I get it, but I think I love Plinko because of the fact that it helps us prepare for that too. Like when the
Uh-huh.
time does come to it, and the chat starts to blow up a little bit, it'll give us like I know Biggie rated me with like I think it was like 600 or 800 people one time, and
Uh-huh.
like it came in through, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, I don't know how you guys do this, but then I can see how they just pick and choose, what they need to acknowledge on too. But then there's a lot of but it's been good, it's been
Right.
fun. So
To
that's a good
ignore
thing
the
about
trolls.
multi-streaming is there's a lot of different things, but it's all about how you manage things. And if you can manage, if I can manage my life, I think I can manage a couple different chats.
There you go, right there. Let me tell you something. 'Cause Don be doing the what damn thing. So I listen. I appreciate you breaking it down for us, especially for those that might be newer to the space and they're trying to learn themselves. And they're like, "Hey, I'm new to Kick, but I also want to do." I see some people talking about Beam. I see some people have do Rumble and all these different platforms. Y'all, there's a million of them. So I think
Hmm.
just getting where you fit in, and I wouldn't be afraid to try something. Like multi-streaming if you're able to, because if you do the KCIP, they don't want you doing no multi-streaming to Twitch. So sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have a couple of days. We just turn that revenue off, and we're just gonna try. Because you gotta also sometimes maybe you would sacrifice a little bit of bread and butter and all that stuff to then expand your audience and meet more people.
Hmm.
Is the goal, especially with multi-streaming, like you said, to be available everywhere and allow your audience to grow and meet more people. So I do see definitely the benefit of that, and I'm gonna have to tap in with you with that mailed. Um, Speaking of which, so whether I come and see you on Twitch or on YouTube or on Kick, wherever, I want to know what is it like pulling up to a Dominator Gaming stream, and where do we get the name Dominator Gaming? Whichever you want
Uh,
to speak to
yeah.
first,
So
who you is.
yeah. So my streams are kind of like a ebb and flow. Like it's just, I flow with the chat. That the chat's not
Okay,
there, I kind of my energy kind of goes like this a little bit,
I
but.
know.
But it also depends on the game I'm playing, or it depends on the theme that we're going on. So like, it really like I'm really all about the highs and lows, and like there's times where I don't want to stream, but I stream anyways because maybe there's someone that is feeling the same way. They need that place that to know that they're not alone, So,
Yes.
but then there's times where I'm super focused in. I'm getting there trying to get that nuke, on Call of Duty or something.
Oh yes.
I get super like, especially with right now with Black Ops, I'm camo grinding, so I get super focused in on the matches because I'm trying to get the headshots or I'm trying to get the 3 kills or whatever it is,
Can you explain
and so
camo grinding just real quick for a
oh man.
non-pod girl? What is camo grinding? Because you're all.
So you know
I'm like, what is
how
this?
it's a gun skin. So it's like Fortnite. You get the different skins for your different characters, you get
Okay.
different guns, whatever. So it's the same concept except it's just guns. It's guns and
Okay.
your knives, and so but unlike Fortnite, like you don't. I mean, I guess you can pay to win, but no, you can't really pay to win in COD. But
Okay.
like, sorry, a little shade at Fortnite. I'm just messing around.
Look,
But
shade us. I'm a new Fortniter. I don't know.
no, but so like this game, they brought back the OG like camo grind where it was just like a bunch of headshots, and then it's
Okay.
like double kills, and then it's like you know, a couple of little small little things you have to do, different things to unlock certain, you know, the different camos for each of the guns, and so it's pretty easy. It's easy for the most part. I mean, as long as you can hit your shots and hit your headshots, you know, like the first 10 camos for that gun is 10 or 100 headshots, 100 headshot kills, right?
Jesus.
So yeah, so there's that. So I mean, I get a little focused. Like right now, I mean, I'm not anywhere close to anybody else that's already got like the final camo on there, but I mean, I just started. And I only play 3 or 4 hours a day, and then I play a couple. I play a little bit. Okay, don't tell my bosses, but I play a little bit during work. But you know, I got 7 ARs that are gold now, and then 5 of those ARs are diamond. So yeah, so I mean, there's some progression going. It's gonna take a little bit, but it's okay. I've never really camo grinded on multiplayer. Last with Modern Warfare 3, I did the zombies camo, and I maxed that out, and that was a grind, and I had fun. And then this one's I'm having fun too. It's something to do with the community, especially especially when it's easy. You can do it with the community. I know Repulsive does it with his streams with his community all the time. You know, like I do it too, and so it's just fun to do it together. And this way, you can say you guys did it together as a community or whatever. It's just one of those things. It's not like it's stressful, but it's not that stressful. But that's the thing about me too.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, and everyone like that's the thing is like everyone like I get like I've been getting lately. I've been getting super frustrated with the Warzone, anyways. But like a lot of times, there's a lot of people coming here like I don't know how you don't have broken monitors because this game like really is. I'm like, I just don't take it that seriously. I mean, I take it seriously, but I don't take it that seriously to the point where I'm gonna throw my controller. Like, so. But I mean, that's the type of environment we have though. Is like we're here for everyone that you know through the ups and downs. And the name came about. It actually came about my PlayStation days. But ultimately, my whole life I've always dominated things. Like it's just. I was a big wrestler, like collegiate wrestler. I played football, played arena football, not arena football, the semi-pro football. I watched arena football. Actually, one time, so right before I got in the Army, I actually was at an arena football game, the Arizona Rattlers, and my recruiter was like, "Hey, you're a football player, right?" I was like, "Yeah, whatever." So then he actually talked to the head coach of the Rattlers to let me receive one of the kickoffs. That was hard, and like I was like. Because it's a shorter field, so it's half a field. So when they kick it off, it goes into the field goal post and comes right back out because it's got the net back there. So like I'm so used to just the ball coming right in front of me because of the 100-yard field, and so this is half a field. So I have to like angle it this way and then watch it come back. It was just weird. No, I didn't have the right shoes on. Like I fell over. Like it was funny. But anyways, it was good times though. But no, I was a ball hawk. You know, I played defense. I played strong safety. I also hit really hard, which is probably where some of my injuries started with, you know, pinched nerves and knocked myself out one time.
Shoot. God bless.
Wrestled. I took first place in state and second place in state in different, you know, years of high school. You know, so I mean, let's go. You know, it's just one of those names where like I didn't even have this name until I was playing Destiny 2. And I was tired of because I had my first 2 initials and then my last name. In my gamer tag, I was like, no, I need to change it to something else. And I was like, you know what? Dominator. And then they're like, yeah, that sounds cool. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, but I'm not going to spell it like the normal word. I'm like, right. What can I do to change, make it like different, make it mine? And then I did the 8R. So, and then like that was before I even thought about streaming. Like I didn't even think about streaming with that. I just happened to carry it over into the stream in December 2020.
I love that. It's real fresh too, because I remember the first time you came in my chat and I kind of peeped the alien vibes and all that. I'm like, there's a theme here. We like a theme. We like a takeover.
Yeah. Well, what's funny? Did you ever watch Smallville?
I didn't.
No. Okay.
I've seen episodes. I've never watched it from start to finish.
Okay, so there's I don't remember what season it's in, but there is an episode or a portion of a season where actual aliens came to Earth or whatever, and they're actually called Dominators.
There we go. Connection.
Which was weird. I didn't know that either until afterwards, after I had already. So the reason why we're aliens is because, and we don't do it now because Snapcam is not a thing. Oh. Which is a software on PC that you can use for camera filters. I see. So I used to have a camera filter from Snapcam that actually warped my face into an alien head, and it was green, and everything was like purple, and you know whatever. Like it was pretty cool. So I don't know if anybody goes to my TikTok and they look deep into the TikTok, you'll see a couple of the camera filters there. But when I switched my motherboard out, when they took it down offline, I was able to save some of the stuff offline, so I was able to still use it. But then when I switched my motherboard out of my stream PC, it all went away. I didn't carry it over, so that's why we never use it anymore.
Oh,
So
dang it. That's not another way you can get your alien filter stuff back. They don't have another
I
program
would have to
for it.
figure out. I don't know. I would unless someone knows how
Out
to
there
figure it out, do it.
somewhere.
That'd be great. Do you know who Stevie? What's his name? Stevie J. Is it Stevie J?
That sounds familiar. You're talking about from Love and
Stevie.
Hip Hop?
No.
Oh,
Oh no. Stevie. He's a kick streamer. He's one of the I think he's phase 3. Anyways, he rated me on Facebook before we all left Facebook, and he was like, "Damn." He's like, "How the hell you do that?"
yeah,
Because
right?
because the filter. So I was like, man. So it brought a nice uniqueness to it. So now there's really not
Right.
much uniqueness now to the
Well,
brand. It's just
listen,
I
you
just got the
bring the
Farva look
energy.
now.
You got it all. You got the energy. You've got all of the things. You got the lights. And I'm like, I need to listen, whenever we get settled in, because I just moved 2 months ago. Whenever we
Yeah.
get settled in, I'm going to ask you, where do you get this light here and the panels and
Well,
all of it?
my mods got this one for me,
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
the banana, and then my
Oh,
wife got the
love
alien
the
ship.
banana.
Yeah, and then the other stuff was on like Amazon, Govee
Okay.
lights.
Oh, yes, I see the ghost. Yeah, those are cute with the
Yeah. I
Ghostbusters in
want
the back.
more, but they're expensive. I want more.
I understand. And speaking of a man who is holding it down with a family, with working, with doing mental health, you do a lot of different stuff, Dom. So I want to just
Yeah.
ask you for yourself, what do you do to balance this work, life, family man, stream balance? What are you doing to take care of yourself while you're balancing out all of these different aspects of your life?
I just drop it and just do it. Like that's basically what it comes down to. Like that's with anything that I'm managing, whether it's work or if it's myself or if it's kids. Like so, it's basically. I mean, I'm the one that schedules all my kids' appointments, my wife's appointments, just to make sure everything's all good to go, and then I'm the one that takes them to wherever they got to go. So, if I'm taking care of them and forcing them to do it, I might as well force myself to do it too. So that's the biggest thing too. Is like this last 2 years, I've been actually taking care of myself a lot. I got LASIK done last year,
Oh,
so I can see in
yes.
4K. I got a nose job done last month.
Okay.
Um, well, I got the deviated septum fixed, so now I can
That's
breathe in
right.
4K. I can breathe in 4K. I can smell colors.
4K.
And then I also quit tobacco about 45 days ago, and I haven't had alcohol in like 60 days.
Well, you and
So,
me both, but for two different reasons, maybe.
well, hold on, I'm right there with you, sister. I'm
Right
right.
there we
I got
go.
something there.
You doing May too? Oh my God, having another baby. Lord have
Well, that's
mercy.
what. So I went and I did an ultrasound. So yeah, they said I'm having twins. You know.
Yeah, right. Listen, you know what's so funny about that though, Dom, real quick? Because people saw my ultrasound picture that I put up yesterday, and some people
Yeah,
did think, for some reason, the
because
way
you
I
have
worded
the
it,
two pictures. Yeah.
they think that it was two. And I'm like, no, it's not twins. I only said they are beautiful because we don't know their gender yet. So right now, to me, they're still a they. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl. But they also messed up my ultrasound picture because
Oh
they
man.
kind of took out the neck on my child. I was like, my child better have a neck. They made it look like it's two separate things. I was like, oh hell no.
You're like,
But no, y'all, that's one baby. It's not. They're not twins. No. But you, Dom, you have two children.
you have two boys. I
Two
have two
boys.
boys.
Oh my God, boy,
My
dad.
youngest one's gonna be 10 on Christmas Day, and then my oldest one just turned 11. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah,
Any
yeah.
started kids, close your ears if you're listening. Any Christmas gift ideas we have already for the boys?
We're working on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we're working on that. I mean, I have I have. So actually, it's on my throne list.
Okay.
A couple items that I saw for my sons. Like because my oldest one's into like motion, stop motion like videos.
Ooh,
I don't know
yeah.
if you may have seen it on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah. But but there's like he's also still into like Super Mario and stuff like that, and like Legos and
Oh,
Pokemon
heck
cards and stuff like
yeah.
that. So we're working on that stuff, whatever. So and then my youngest
Okay.
one, he's like it's hard for him because he's a severely autistic kid. So it's like he's nonverbal, right? So he doesn't
Yes.
really like tell us like he doesn't show his interest unless like if I show him the phone with Amazon or whatever, he'll be like he'll take it from me and then run away and then he'll just go through it himself.
That's so
But
funny.
like he'll tell us what it is, but then like for example for Halloween, I guess he's the one that chose the Link outfits.
How
And
cute.
and he was actually interested. Like so, then last year when he chose a couple of the outfits, or a couple of Halloweens ago, we had chose it for him because he was like into cars or into Wally or whatever.
Oh,
He didn't
yes.
want nothing to do with it. So it's like now we're realizing it's got to be his idea. He's one of those people. It's got to be their idea, you know.
Uh-huh.
So but yeah, no. As far as like I don't know, I think we're also things are tight, you know. So
Oh, yeah,
well,
I
I think
understand.
we talked to my oldest one. We're like, hey, how about this? How about this? We're gonna get you. We're gonna let Santa Claus get you some gifts.
There we go.
But for gifts from us, we're gonna kind of spread it out throughout the year. Is that cool? And he's like, yeah, no, that's fine.
That's amazing.
So, but either way, we have our decorations. We always do something really fun. We always have tamales, or so we have something that to food, and we always have a good time no
Yes.
matter what. And we also now we
Yes.
figured out how to do a backyard movie night with our fireplace and our screen or a projector screen and stuff like that. So
Heck yeah. This is the most wonderful time of the year. So keep spending time with your family, doing your thing. We love a family, man, and I love your response as far as like, shoot, work life. I just do it. I just
mm,
do it, and I'm taking care of yourself, and you're holding it down for your family and all that beautiful stuff. So,
I think it just comes
JoJo,
down to
take some
culture.
notes. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I think it just comes down to culture, really. Ultimately, like
Hmm.
I grew up seeing my dad doing it all, right?
Me
So
too.
it's hard for me to sit back and be like, I'm just gonna let somebody else do it or assume that somebody else is gonna do it. So I have to be able to
Hmm.
figure out how to do it. Right.
No.
So I mean, we're a single income family. My wife stays home. She helps out around the house. She helps out with the kids while I do everything else. So I mean, we got to do something. It's just
Amen.
it's a hard balance, but you know what? It's all about communication. That's the biggest thing I would say is communicate, 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 over communicate. Even if you already
Yes.
know the answer, over communicate and don't get mad when he's like, "What? What'd you say? I didn't hear you." Right?
Your wifey, you taking that? Don't get mad.
She better be taking notes. Listen, don't get mad. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. Okay, if I didn't hear you the first time, I don't have hearing aids yet.
There you go. That's the next thing. He got the nose. He got the eyes. The next thing
Now I
is
got
the
the
hearing
ears.
aids.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just turned 37. Come on, I'm getting white hairs now.
No, you listen. You a spring chicken and you holding it down, dog. On top of that, I do want to ask you because I know we talk a little bit about mental health and your role in life, how you help other people with their mental health, do suicide prevention. I want to ask you, how does this space in particular impact your mental health? Whether it's stuff we take in on social media or just being on the streams, how does it affect your mental health overall? And what do you do for self care?
I take a nap.
That part. Same,
I take naps. My
same.
mods will tell you like hey, how was your nap? I'm like, fuck, I forgot to take one today, so I might be a little down. But
Right.
like today, I didn't take one today. Like, well, so here's the thing: is like most people don't realize like I don't you don't see a lot of me editing. You don't see a lot of me posting stuff on different platforms. As far as my gameplay or whatever during the stream, it's a lot of it's because I don't have a lot of time to do it.
Right.
Because after I get off stream, which is usually I actually started, I used to go from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And
Hmm.
sometimes midnight, 1 in the morning, depending on what's going on. And then I've started to be really strict with doing 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. because I need that
Yeah.
extra hour to maybe help out with the kids to get them to bed, but also kind of help because I've also noticed that I can't shut down afterwards. So I
Ah.
need that extra hour to kind of help shut down, which I still don't go to bed until like 2 in the morning because now I'm also trying to spend time with the wife as well. Because like I start my day at 7:30 in the morning,
Okay.
get the kids up and get ready for school. They go to school. I work from home, but I work when they go to school, and I get home and because I have to take my oldest one to school, while the other one takes the bus because another story.
Okay.
But then when I get back from dropping him off, I go immediately downstairs. After I make my breakfast and get my self res coffee. If you guys don't know self res,
Yes, come on. You
self
better
res.
tell them about the bread. He represented for the
This new.
bread.
I'm telling you, this new blend that he's coming out with right now, and probably this month is a
Okay.
must have. Okay, well, lucky for you, you can have. Well, no, it's caffeine. Never mind.
I can't, but JoJo can, and JoJo
Exactly,
drinks
and
his
he's gonna
coffee.
listen. I
Self
can't say
promo,
too much
baby.
about it, but I'm gonna tell you this: if you like iced coffee, this is the flavor you want. I'm telling you
Okay.
right now. But
Okay.
use code DMNAR for 10% off. I'm just saying.
And we gonna get it. JoJo, I'm getting the coffee. We getting it through Dom. Okay, we gonna
Yeah,
get you that
yeah,
coffee, baby.
for sure, for sure. But yeah. So I get my coffee, and then I go downstairs and I start working. I work until about 2:30. So from about 8:30 to about 2:30.
Okay.
I usually don't take a lunch, but I'm also working from home. But I'm stuck down here,
Right.
so I'm either playing
Right.
video games or I'm doing work. And so and then I go get my kids, and then I come back, and then we have therapy 3 times a week. So then I'm there with a
Mhm.
therapist here at the house with my kids, and and then I'm streaming from then I have that hour between the therapist leaves and then with the family. Then we try to eat dinner, or if I don't eat dinner, then I eat dinner on stream.
On stream. I'll
Right.
be
So
getting the
so basically
meals.
my yeah, so basically I'm up and from 7:30 till 2 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning sometimes, and I'm back up at 7:30. So I don't really have a lot of time to really go through and edit my videos. I mean, I have the software, and I feel bad because
Mhm.
my soldiers who supports my streams, he doesn't come in the streams at all ever, but he supports what I do. He also works for Adobe, but he bought me a subscription for Adobe Premiere. I just haven't been able to use it
Wow.
because I don't
Yeah.
have a lot of time to go and do it. But then again, I could be doing it instead of playing video games while I'm working too. So, but
This is work live stream
yeah,
balance.
right. But I also travel quite a bit for the Army as well, because I go
Yeah.
out and I talk to soldiers about suicide awareness. I talk to them about sexual harassment, sexual assault prevention as well. If anybody don't know or hasn't seen, I'm sure everyone knows about it, but the Vanessa Guillen thing that happened at Fort Hood, Texas in 2020.
Yes.
A lot of changes have been going on. If it's not really politicized, which is not a bad thing, but also not a good thing. And her family has had made huge strides at making sure that we take care of the soldiers that are victims of sexual harassment, sexual assault. So, I've actually just got credentialed through the Army for being a victim advocate for sexual assault, sexual harassment.
Let's go.
So, and now I go around. I give the classes right now. We haven't had, thankfully, fortunately, we haven't had any cases yet. That's not saying we don't have a case. We just don't have anything that's been reported.
Right.
Right. So, but then I also still go around. I kind of dual hat. So when I go to the units, I also talk to them about suicide awareness and prevention as well. So
yes, we need somebody to do it, because I feel like, especially a lot of people that do serve in the military and Army, Marines, and all these different facets, you're over here trying to hold it down for all these other people. And I think that, even us in our day-to-day lives, we put ourselves on the back burner. So I'm glad that you're a voice and a person that's reminding people, like, yes, it's good what we do and we holding it down and having the people's back, but we cannot have anybody else's back without having ourselves first and taking care of our minds and our mental. So thank you for everything you do, and for getting certified to help out the people with the essay stuff. That's huge.
yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So,
and then I'm also the content director for Alpha Dogs, a men's mental health gaming community.
Yes, I seen the Alpha Dogs GG. For those that don't know, we do have some. We are doing a Kick Affiliate Award. Ayo Fuzz and Sugar are the heads of that. They also invited me to co-host, and I know Dom and the Alpha Dogs. They was nominated for a couple of awards.
Oh wow! Yeah, I know. I seen one on Twitter, and I'm glad we won that. That was pretty dope.
That was pretty dope. Okay. So y'all know y'all doing a lot of amazing things, and y'all got more beautiful things to come. Speaking of the beautiful things that be happening, we know that sometimes there's not so beautiful things in this kick streaming space. So,
yes, ma'am.
We want to ask you, like we ask everybody else that comes on our show, what are some of the highs of being part of the kick community, and what are some of we call them areas for growth? Because we don't want to call them lows, but areas for growth.
Improvements, areas of growth. I like that. Yeah. Some of the highs for me is the community aspect, meeting you and your community, the community that we kind of intertwine ourselves with.
Yeah.
I haven't really ran into a lot of bad creators on Kick, but I also observe a lot too, so I know who to be around, who not to be around. But I think that's the biggest thing is like we get the 95% split, but what people don't realize is that we also have 95% good ass creators, and we got that 5% split of the bad creators that just recently got banned. Just saying,
it might stay banned and they might be back, and we still gonna keep it pushing regardless.
But that's still 95% creators that are actually pretty good and are actually decent freaking human beings. We just get outshined by the 5%, unfortunately. So
I know, that's life.
I mean, that should be probably a nice little kick headline there for them.
I know.
Some of the rooms for growth. So my thing, and then we've talked about this, I kind of brought it to your attention, but I'm noticing that I think people that are being denied, I was denied, but I also didn't know for a fact I didn't have the viewership at least for it.
Verified.
For verified, right? I was nowhere even close to it. Just someone told me to go and write up what you've done for a Kick and this and that,
and it could happen.
And it could. I mean, there's some people that won't meet it, and they pick and choose. I get it. I think that's the biggest thing is if you have a valid reason. I feel like mental health gets outshined by a lot of other things anyway, so it doesn't it's not a priority for Kick. I don't feel it is. I mean, look, I think who was it? Sin, I think is she a partner or she was doing mental health for a little bit. She's verified. She was highlighted, I think, once or twice with what she did. I think early on last year,
Wednesdays,
around the time that I was doing my podcast and stuff like that. And so, and then now I don't really hear much of it anymore. You know what I mean? So it's it's hard. I think that's the biggest thing is so anyway, so back to verification and case of denials. You got Mr. Butter Brown, right? He was sitting there showing, hey, I got all this, and I'm being denied umpteen time. Listen, brother, you keep doing your thing. But here's the reason why I'm telling you why you're being denied is because those numbers aren't accurate. And it's not your numbers that you're pulling, it's the numbers that they're seeing. And what I mean by this, guys, is right now I can tell you my dashboard shows that I have 27 reoccurring subs monthly.
Okay.
But if you go back and look at the history, there's only 7.
Oh.
It's not being updated. But yet my unique chatters got reset. Nothing else did.
I know, right? That happened to me too, and I was like, "Wait a minute, what's going on here?"
Right. Yeah. So if you want to really know if you really want to know what your stats are in regards to some of that stuff like that, you have to, well, one, ABABs in your kick tools is phenomenal with that. That's going to help people realize how much like their real average is at least, and then the streams charts I think can help too if you want to pay the extra money for that. I don't know.
Like $9.
Yeah, I'm not. No. So I mean, no. But I mean, it's good. It's good. It's good formula to use. But look at your history. So I can go through the history and I can look in all of October. And I'm like, where's my 20 reoccurring subs? Where are they at? There's only 7 of them.
It's not on my Stripe.
Right. So because the reason why I noticed that is because 2 months ago I hit them up and said, hey, I don't think my payouts are correct.
Uh-huh.
Because if I had, let's say, 50 subs that were gifted in the month of September, per se, and that's $250 minus the 5%, so it comes out to be about $225. Let's just say $200, right?
Okay.
But yet I have 27 reoccurring gifted, or say 25 gifted or reoccurring subs. 25 times 5 is what, $150. I'm like, so why am I not getting paid like $400, $350? And they're like, no, it's accurate. But okay,
Polly.
Right. So, well, I mean, they that's the other thing. That's the other downside is like when I have done that, like people like and they whatever, and but like Polly and Eddie and all, I've never had a single kick staff be in my chat except for the fucking random ass automated shit that banned me back in February.
No.
And it wasn't even a real kick staff. It was just. But I will tell you though, the support staff has like responded to me really quickly, even though I'm not verified. Like I'm actually pretty impressed with the support staff. Like Paulie and his team, when there's an issue, they do respond pretty quickly. I'll give them that. However,
yeah, come on,
banning me for 40 minutes because I was playing a game that was released with an unreleased game title. Come on.
Are you kidding me? Come on, guys.
That's the only blemish I have on my record of kick. I'm a pretty good guy, and but I like that's the thing is like. If I was to blow it up on Twitter, it wouldn't get much traction anyways. And I've already reached out to them with emails, and I'm not that type of person. Just that they're just, like I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like throwing the businesses out there right away, unless it was like the whole moldy cookie thing. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, if something is happening, you give it to your kid, and we got to say something now. Come on now.
Yeah. So, but I mean, but I think there's also ways to do that without having to make it public like that too. So. There are different ways, and I can appreciate and empathize with how, as a parent, right? I can see that. So, but back to the improvements is making sure that dashboard is updated every 30 days. Now, the question is it updated every 30 days on the first, or is it updated every 30 days of when you became an affiliate? That's what needs to be decided. And I think to make it even across the board, so that way everyone's on track and they're keeping track, it should be on the first of every month.
Okay.
Because this way everyone's on the same schedule, everyone's on the timeline, and everyone's shit gets reset every month at the same time.
That makes sense. So because especially on the clock for the 30 days.
Yep, especially if you're going to have your requirements be every 30 days, it needs to be reset on the first every 30 days. That way people can get real-time accurate numbers. So when they go and apply for a verification or a case-up, they actually know for a fact that their numbers aren't skewed because it's showing 60 days versus 30 days of what they're looking at, or maybe they're only on 15 days of their cycle, and you know what I mean. So like their numbers look bigger, but it's not really supposed to be, whatever. Because like for example, like Twitch, I made affiliate on Twitch within a month when I first started. Didn't even have a community, nothing. I made affiliate because I switched over to Facebook, and so all the hours that I streamed and how many people were in there during that time, I was at like a 1.2 something average viewers. But because I stopped streaming for that month, the numbers went down.
Right.
So then the CCV went up.
Okay.
Yeah, so because it's basically how many people were average in your stream versus how many hours you streamed. You move the stream hours left, your CCV moves right.
And it's all within that 30-day window.
It's a math thing. So that's how I got made affiliate. Yeah, it's all about math. So
got it.
All I'm saying is I think that's the biggest improvement is Pauly's team or whoever runs the requirements section.
Okay.
needs to figure out how to ensure that everyone's stuff gets updated on the first of every month. That
Yeah.
way, people get real life 30-day increment of what their stats are. Because, like I said, I think that a lot of them are being denied because they're even though their average for that stream or for whatever tool they're using shows 120 CCV. Well, on Kick's side,
Okay.
they're like, okay, well, this last 30 days it was only 65. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I can remember when you were breaking it down for me the other day, I was kind of like, "Ooh, Lord, I don't know what the hell, but I know we're gonna talk about. I know we're gonna flesh this out when we
Yeah.
get on the podcast,
The
and
other
I'm
thing
glad that we
is,
can.
yep. The other thing again on the sub thing is having an active sub list, like making it
Thank
easier for
you.
us to see the subs. Like Facebook was great because when someone subbed, not only do they put, like, in your dashboard, there's a list of people that are subscribers, but
Right.
they also created a separate group of a Facebook group for your subscribers that can only be in there if they're subscribing, paying that $5 a month.
Hmm.
So, like, not
Yeah.
only if let's say like the dashboard was down for whatever, I can go to that group and see like who's in that group, and it'll say Lauren-Shay's there because she's a sub for Domin8rGaming,
Right.
right? But then the moment moment she doesn't fulfill that sub, she's automatically kicked out of there without me having to do anything.
Got it.
It's like an auto roll, like, whatever. So,
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't say that they need to create a kick page for people like that, or for like a subgroup for everyone, but at least have somewhere in the dashboard where I can at least easily filter through who my subs are, or my current subs for what periods. Like, give me the period of
Right.
when they, like, if they actively sub today on November 5th, and then I know that around December 5th they're probably going to resub, so that way I can see when people are. And not only that, I can see who like, I want to know who I can give back to if I could.
Right. And be like, okay, like this is like the people I'm gonna incentivize or do something
Right.
special for around Christmas for keeping their subs on for 10 months. And
Yeah,
because
I mean,
the
I got a
perks
couple
is
people that
all
are there.
over the place.
Right. I think my highest sub right now, I think, is like 20 months.
About same. Yep.
Yeah, about 20, 22 months or whatever,
Yep.
like that. So I
Yep.
mean, like I would love to be able to do something for him, but, like, I mean, obviously I know him and he's there, but I mean,
Right.
I can't necessarily just do it for him, but I want to do it for who else is in that category that maybe,
Mhm.
you know hasn't resubbed yet, for that to notify me, because I don't know whatever. I can
Right.
look through my history, but we all know how that history
I
looks.
know it's a
It's not
mess.
user friendly.
It's a mess. And
Yeah.
these are
So
definitely some notes to take back. And so what we do, Dom, is every time that I've had these conversations with people, I take back notes or I just get the clips and I send them to people like Eddie or Santa Maria, or if I can get Polly on Discord, if I can get him on Discord. But we
mhm,
do send this to different staff because we know Eddie does his kick conversations, but he mostly does them with verified streamers or partners. So we do this
right.
as a way to let the affiliates, because the affiliates be knowing and the affiliates be having the information, and we
Hmm.
try to run it to the top in that way while they still haven't really had a lot of affiliates, or I don't know if any, on there yet, as our way of trying to make everybody's voice be heard. So everything you communicated with me, as long as you're comfortable, I'm sending it straight to them after this, and I'm be like, the people are noticing. They
Yep.
are, and we need to fix it.
Yeah,
And we
I
need
wouldn't
to
say,
fix
like, that's the thing, is, like, I don't like the whole front page thing, feature thing. Like, cool. Like,
it.
I'm not gonna sit here and argue about, like, you know me. I haven't bitched about anything, with
No.
whether I've only been on the front page and twice, and that's because of Loba. She got me on there for Hispanic
Oh,
Heritage
yes,
Month,
I
right?
saw
2 years in
you
a
there too.
row,
Yep.
and, like, I haven't been on, or at least not that I've known. But I mean, again, Kickstaff's never been in my chat to tell me I've been featured or not, so
Right.
I don't know if I've been featured or not. But I don't care. Like, it's not even about that. Like, cool. Like, I appreciate what Loba did for us, and help the community get known and get seen. I gained like 40, 50 followers that day, but then I lost like 30 of them, which they're probably bots. I don't know,
Come
whatever it
on.
is.
Speak
Yeah,
on
I
it.
mean, I don't, like, listen, I don't care. Like, my follower count doesn't mean shit to me in a
There
sense
you
of
go.
growth for whatever reason. Like, we're 38 or whatever away from 1,000. Cool.
Yes, come
What I
on.
care about is people that want to be involved, want to help with mental health, want to help suicide awareness, want to help make somebody happy and live on longer. That's really what
Amen.
it comes down to.
Amen. And then we do that by dealing with who actually comes in the stream, who actually shares space with us. Maybe some people do like to lurk and twerk, and that's cool, but I don't worry about my numbers and all that stuff either, because I don't know if somebody be botting me. I don't know what's going on. I can only deal with what's in front of me, and we see each other. So thank you so much, Dom, for being here. Thank you for your feedback. We're going to be making sure we run it back up to the top best we can. It don't mean that nothing's going to happen, but it at least means somebody heard us out when we do talk about what goes on the platform. So the last thing that I do want to ask you today is just advice for anybody that is coming in, whether it's Kick, Twitch, just coming into the content creation space. What's a piece of advice you would offer somebody new?
Don't try to, let's see, be your own person.
Mm-hmm.
Be unique. Have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go with the flow. And what I mean, I go with the flow with like the times of things. Like I don't really have a set schedule during the day. But I mean by go with the flow, I mean don't go with the flow of the trends.
Yeah.
Fuck the trends. Don't like do what you want. Have fun.
Yeah.
But don't be homophobic. Don't be racial. Don't be genderphobic. Whatever, I don't know what they call it. All that other stuff. Like
Right.
be a good fucking human being. That's all it really comes down to. And have fun with your community.
Thank you. Just be civil, y'all. Some people be
Yeah.
so
Be
hostile.
nice. Be positive. You know, like go troll some
Same.
people. That's fine. I troll all the
A
time.
little bit,
You know, but like I have fun. Listen, dip your coffee in bananas in coffee, and enjoy life. You know, this life is too short to have bad coffee. Just saying stuff.
Amen. So get yourself some self-res, and it's a perfect opportunity for you, Dom, because we are at the end of your segment, but we always allow people to give us anything you want to self-promote. Be it you have a special stream coming up, be it you have a charity event, be it you just want to share your schedule, your sponsors. Now is your time to tell us everything you want to tell us about you.
We have Alpha Dog events coming up. All right, we have November 17th and November 24th. We have Dragotic, who's doing the 24th for a Kick, and then we also have who's the other one? Oh yeah, Sir McDonald for Twitch.
Okay.
Men's mental health stuff. So they're gonna have some mental health discussions. We're gonna have some games, community games, stuff like that. Biggest thing this month, November 11th, Veterans Day. Please make sure you thank a veteran. If you can and you can afford it, please buy them lunch, which they're probably gonna be somewhere that's already free anyways. But if they're not, show them some love that way. Show them some appreciation. Even
I'll
if you're a
give
veteran
you
yourself,
subs
do it.
like
You
I
know
do
what I'm saying?
every year. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love what you guys do and what your community does. You guys definitely show up and show out for everybody that you can within your community, within not necessarily just your streaming community, but your IRL community. I love it, and keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dom. If you guys do not know Domin8rGaming, I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else, you wrong. You're wrong, and you need to get to. Thank you for blessing us with your time, your wisdom, for being a family man and sacrificing. Cause I know you had a lot of stuff going on throughout the week, and you said, you're like, shoot, I get my 5 hours of sleep, and I'm right back at it. So thank you for spending an hour to let us know more about you and for helping the platform out. Cause that was some really good advice you gave. We're gonna run it back.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
Take care of yourself and be well. I'll see you next time.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all better give it up in the
Bye.
bye.